Sheffield welcome is just great because it's like we want to say hi, we want to welcome you to Sheffield.
I chose Sheffield because its ranking is really nice. It's one of the best universities in the whole UK.
Everyone here is quite friendly, and then you can just approach someone and they'll just answer you openly.
Different nationalities, different religions, different cultures, but they all like one family.
I got to see really friendly people around, and the staff here are also really welcoming, so I feel very welcome. I don't feel like I'm out of my home at all.
The big Sheffield welcome is welcoming students to Sheffield, making them feel at home from day one.
This staff in the college, amazing. They will let you feel that nothing is a problem. It's more than my expectation, really, a lot more.
I chose to come to Sheffield. It's because I heard that Sheffield is one of the safest places to live in UK. My most favorite part would be the people here are so friendly.
Sheffield is the best green city in the UK. Everyone is warmly, just like a family.
I think this place will be like home for me.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you for those that's listening and tuning into this short podcast today. My name is Winston. I am the Student Recruitment Manager for Study Group. Today, the spotlight is going to be on University of Sheffield International College, largely focused around the student experience. I know a lot of you students always asking questions around what it's like studying in Sheffield. Am I going to make some friends? And generally, the parents get quite worried as well to make sure that their child is going to be quite comfortable. So today's session, we've actually invited a guest, so Aamina, who is actually studying at University of Sheffield and did actually do her program through International College before progressing on to the university. So Amina's got some questions that we're going to speak about. We're going to ask about her experience. She's going to share her thoughts on University of Sheffield, and hopefully will help you, those of you that's listening, in making your decision as to whether Sheffield International College is the right place for you to start your studies. So Aamina, thank you and welcome to the session today. I really appreciate you taking the time out. It's exam times, right, at Sheffield?
Yeah, well, just one more week and then exams start, yeah.
One more week. So it's very, very busy time for you. And again, as I said, I do appreciate you joining. Hopefully it's not too stressful and and you do really, really well in your exams. So you're currently in Sheffield at the moment. Are you at the accommodation or are you staying in a private place? Where are you staying now at the moment?
Well, I stay at a private accommodation, but it's really close to campus and everything. So yeah, so I'm still in Sheffield at the moment. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. So what was the reasons why you chose University of Sheffield? Like in terms of the decision-making process, why was this the place for you?
Well, I had to do a lot of research because I hadn't been to the UK before, just based on what I wanted to study. So I am studying biomedical science. I just looked at a whole bunch of universities, looked at their rankings, and also did a lot of research into cities about affordability and, you know, just how many international students are they, and culture-wise, and just the environment that I was going into. And I just found that Sheffield just stood out to me in terms of everything. It just checked all the boxes. And the student union, we have a really strong student union, which was really, really important for me because I was like one of the best university experiences I'm looking forward to like joining clubs and stuff and making friends. And we have really strong and vibrant SU. So yeah, it's just Sheffield just ticked all the boxes. So yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah, the student union is a very popular place at Sheffield. Obviously, it's voted number one in the UK for quite a few years running now, actually. So I know a lot of students always sing about the student union and how great that is. Sorry, can you just remind us, what program are you studying at the moment in Sheffield?
Biomedical Science.
Biomedical Science. So you went through the Life Sciences Pathway program at the International College. Okay, brilliant. And how did you find studying at the International College? How did you find the foundation program?
I found the foundation program really helpful. In fact, I always joke that I like always encourage all my friends, like no matter if you've done A levels, I always encourage people to do the international foundation course, just because I feel like it's such a smooth transition. It's such a nice like middle ground between like going from a whole different country to just studying university immediately. And the skills that they have taught, like especially for my pathway, I can speak for that. The lab skills that they taught me, the lab writing skills, the essay writing skills have all been so beneficial in first year. I've seen a lot of my peers struggling with these things, and because I was trained in foundation, it's been really, really easy for me to excel in these sections because I've done them before. So it was really helpful, and I honestly encourage everyone to do it. Like I've been encouraging all my friends because I just think, especially for international students, if you've never been to a country, I think it's a really nice way to just transition into it and to also be prepared for university. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a great help, and I'm glad you mentioned in regards to how it made you feel going into the foundation. Yeah, a lot of students don't understand why they do a foundation or the whole point of a foundation. Yeah, and how much it can actually benefit you when you go into universities, especially coming from another country, studying from a different curriculum. It really does help to do an actual foundation year. So it's really good that you emphasise on that. Sheffield is always really known about their support and how they welcome students as well. The Big Sheffield Welcome is what we call it, hashtag. It's really exciting time. But how did you find that orientation week when you joined the university?
Well, unfortunately, I was late because of some visa problems, but I did like talk to one of my friends about how he found it. He's quite a close friend of mine, and he said it's all right if I share his experience. He said that coming to Sheffield Orientation Week was so beneficial. He loved getting to see just how many people, how many international students were here. I think he was saying that one of the best things was realizing how not alone he was. And just like realizing that everyone is like new and everyone does not know what they're doing. And he also met a lot of his friends, like we're all still a group of friends right now, like 3 years later, and he met them that orientation week. He just said it was a really nice transition to just like kind of break the ice and let everyone relax a bit. So yeah.
No, that's good. That's good. I mean, I believe we did touch on it earlier as well, in terms of not feeling alone and going there and then being able to make friends. It's good to know when people are in the same boat as you as well, because you kind of got that common ground and it helps you progress on a little bit better. So that's really good. And obviously, with the current times now, I know with the Big Sheffield Welcome, we did do some events online. And obviously with the pandemic, a lot of students had to study online, which you're doing currently. So how did you find studying online? How did you find the transition to study online and obviously in between? Did you get to do any of the face-to-face lectures in your time as well? Did you get to do like some blended study?
For my course, I have to do like quite a few lab work. So we've had to go in for some labs here and there. Sometimes when the peaks were too bad with the cases, then we'd have to do labs online as well. But as soon as the cases were like decreasing, they try to get us in the labs as much as possible. So I've had a mixture of online learning and kind of just lab work. If I'm being honest, transitioning into online learning, especially for my course, because I can only speak for my course, was really, really challenging. Like just not being able to interact with the lecturers like on a physical level. And I think the major struggle was the labs, just not being able to go into the labs. But I must say that the resources that the university has provided to help us has been so beneficial and has made it so much easier. And I think if there's one thing I've taken from this whole experience that's been really good, it's just the communication that's gotten so much better with lecturers. I know my lecturers like way more than I could have possibly known them before, because everyone is trying to support. And I think it's shown like how amazing it can be when like lecturers and students work together. We've just been communicating, and they've just had so much grace and like flexibility in terms of like schedules and understanding and working together and taking a lot of feedback from us. And you can actually see that feedback like, you know, coming to work. So it's been challenging, but it's also been a really nice opportunity to see that, like, you know, we can transition, we're flexible, we can make it work. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as it's new for everyone. As you said, for the students, especially, it could be the challenge, obviously, transition and like for the lecturers as well, being able to try and adapt their lessons to online when like they've never really had the chance or experience to be able to do it in themselves as well. So to be able to just transition and taking that feedback and obviously adapt as we go along, that's really good. And I appreciate you sharing the support and obviously the challenges that you faced as well, because it's not always going to be smooth sailing. It's never always going to be, it was fine, it was amazing. No, there's going to be challenges, and it's really good to understand what the challenges were and the fact that the university actually were supporting that and trying to make things better. So that is really good that you have that voice as well to develop how the structure is. In terms of the like COVID as a whole, so I understand there was the online learning side of things, but in terms of just being on campus or being there to campus, and you said you did some lab lessons, how was the support in terms of managing COVID and making sure that things were safe? How did you feel things went there at the university and the college?
Oh yeah, that was amazing. The university has been so amazing. For every lab that we go through, like we first have to have these preparation lessons, and then at the end of it you have to sign to show that you've read it, and it's shown you like which pathways to take, how to social distance, how they sanitizing. They've broken down every single bit, and how you can keep your peers safe and how your peers can keep you safe. And it's just been they've been really, really careful. And honestly, I've felt very, very safe on campus. And when you do have labs, if you have to go on campus, you have to get 2 or 3 COVID tests each week to make sure that you're keeping yourself safe and your peers safe. So, and you have to log that in to show that you are doing that. So that's been really helpful as well. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good, because I know a lot of students are quite concerned, and they do ask. I do get that question quite often. Is it going to be safe? What's the safety like? What's the sort of like how they managing the pandemic in the university and on campus? So to be able to share that is really good, and thank you very much for going into that detail there. Now I know obviously there have been restrictions in the UK. Campuses have started to open from like the 17th of May, I believe, across the UK slowly. So in terms of life there, just you being there, I know it's been quite restrictive because of the lockdowns, but how have you found being there, coming from South Africa, going into to the UK? How have you found it?
I found it really, I love adventure, and I love any opportunity to get out of my comfort zone. And so it's been really great. I've really enjoyed it. One of the things I love about the UK is just how many cities you can travel to, like really, really quick. And I've really enjoyed like traveling to all the different cities, seeing like listening to all the different accents, and also just really like creating a community of international students and British students, and just kind of experiencing it, going to like Peak Districts. That's my favorite place in the entire world. It's stunning. Just going to different places, just experiencing things together, seeing these beautiful sceneries. It's just been, obviously, you know, during COVID, it was a more restricted, but I'm definitely like, as things are opening up, we're doing more of the things we used to do again. And I'm just like remembering just why I actually love the city so much.
No, it's good. I'm glad that things are opening up as well, because the one thing when traveling to a country or being an international student is not just about the degree and the studying, it's about the life experiences as well. And I was really worried when it got into the pandemic for international students, that's because a lot of them will be studying online. I was worried that maybe things weren't opening up, but seeing as how things have progressed, the vaccination rollout has been really quick and quite precise in the UK as well. So they're doing really well in that sense. And seeing things opening up, and you get into, as you said, you shared some of the experience since opening up of how things are being, and being able to travel around the UK as well is really good. And I'm sure a lot of students, that's what they're keen to understand and hear. Will they be able to do stuff when they get there, which is good that they can. Just finally, like, what 3 pieces of advice would you give to international students or a student that's interested in studying at Sheffield? What would you say to them?
I'm going to give some practical advice. I would say one thing that I think would be really beneficial is wherever you're going to be staying, your accommodation, I think just do some research and look for the essential shops that you're going to need. So where you can get your groceries, where you can get your toiletries, stuff like that, because you'll be surprised, like when you land and you're just like, oh, I'm so excited. And then you're like, oh my goodness, what am I going to eat? Where do I even go? So I think that's something that like I definitely recommend. Secondly, use the resources that the university provides and use the resources that the college provides, because there's so much. Go on the trips and go to the libraries and use everything, because I didn't initially, and when I started to use the resources to their full potential, I realized just how much this university has to offer, and just how much they are genuinely trying to make the experience more enjoyable for us. So definitely use the resources. And the third one, I think, just keep an open mind about the fact that you are going to a different climate. Like, it is like the sun here is very shy. So just keep that in mind. And if you just maybe like take some vitamin D supplements with you, stuff like that, just prepare to just get some light bulb sun, not like, but yeah, that would be my advice.
Brilliant. I know it hasn't been, the sun hasn't come out yet in the UK. Normally it does come out around this time of year, but for some reason it seems to be hiding. It's probably scared of COVID or something, but hopefully it starts to pick up and it gets a lot better. But yeah, brilliant. Aamina, thank you very much for joining today. Really appreciate you joining the session. Hopefully those of you that's listening have found it very useful. If you do have any questions, if you're already interested in studying at Sheffield, you will have my details, so you'll see my email address on the closing slides. But feel free to reach out anytime or speak to your local agent. I'll be more than happy to arrange a one-to-one call with you. But for now, thank you very much, Aamina, for joining. Thank you for those that's listening, and hopefully I'll be seeing and speaking to you all soon.